Scott, I'm very interested because I know that you guys work on this daily, but talk me through your concept of foundational cybersecurity coverage.
You got it. So we actually have a product called Foundational Coverage, and what it is the lessons and tools learned over 20 years of doing this with the Fortune 1000. So we support the largest companies on the planet, and what we came to find out is there's a consistent set of things that every company needs, and the problem is in the mid market, it's hard to get all of those things and have them work together in a very seamless manner, and they're hard to get because they're expensive, they're difficult to integrate, and you have to pay up front for them. And so it's a difficult model for the mid market. And so what we're looking to do is essentially stop three major problems, which is you want to harden the environments, you want to be proactive in the fact that you want to get your people to not do things they shouldn't be doing, and you want to harden your systems to make sure that they're protected. So we call it practical security. Now we're practical vulnerability management, practical phishing, practical security awareness training. Then we're saying if something malicious happens to be malicious code, can we detect that and more importantly respond to it? And respond to it is actually us doing something to fix that problem. So if a process has changed, if there's a piece of code that's sitting in memory that's malicious, or if it's being built in memory, how do you find this piece of malicious problem and solve that? And not just send an alert saying 192.168 is talking out to someone who would think it's bad. That stinks in today's world. What we're saying is Scott McCrady's got a problem. This is exactly how we know Scott McCrady's got a problem. And this is what we did to fix the problem for Scott McCrady. That's the malicious one. That's where most people think when they think problem. But the bigger challenge in today's world is legitimate access. So that's the concept of harvesting credentials. So now somebody's got Scott McCrady's username and password, they're logged in as Scott, and also they're sending off emails as me. They're potentially going around the network, escalating the privileges. And so how do you find an attacker if they're logged in with username and password and they've never, ever actually installed a piece of malicious code yet onto an organization? 60% of breaches start that way. 80% of the financial damage comes from legitimate access. So the stats are around user behavioral analysis, account takeover, business email compromise. You actually have to solve that problem as well. And so if you solve these three things, proactive security, ability to hunt and find malicious code, and then be able to detect anomalous user behavior, whether that's Scott McCrady logging in at 2 a.m. from Canada, right? Maybe you have done that before. But what happens if I start trace routing the locations or pinging locations and Scott McCrady's never trace routed in its life? All of a sudden, we as a security organization can start piecing together what actually happened. If you can do all that, which is actually relatively complicated, but make it super easy for the mid-market so that it doesn't feel complicated, we sell that per user per month with all the tools, management, deployment, and ongoing monitoring, detection, and response. Customers love it because all of a sudden they get to take this uncertainty around whether or not they've been breached and they move it to certainty and say, yeah, if something bad happens, we know about it. And so that's to us was what foundational coverage is. Insurance companies love it. All of our customers get a massive discount on their cyber insurance policy. We don't sell it. They go through their insurance company, but because we're so outcome focused, it's a really massive benefit on the cyber insurance. It drives down their risk, and they reward our customers for that with actually hard dollar savings. They've actually calculated how much benefit our solution brings, and they refund that in the form of about a 40% discount on the policy.